Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. You guys missed the live, so you don't get to ask me any questions. You're gonna have to wait until next Friday, and now I get to talk about anything I want. I no longer answer any coaching questions in the comments, so Friday is your opportunity to ask me anything at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark your calendars for next week on Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I answer questions live. As usual, all the info for the coaching is below. Please use Cash App. I only take on people who can spend at least 2 weeks with me. A month is a preferred time frame because in a month you really get to revolutionize your mind and the way you think, the kinds of habits that you practice with your mind, and thus your life changes on the outside. So in this video, and if you have any questions, use my email and I'll answer about how to what to expect from my coaching and everything. But in that sense, we go through everything. I know some coaches focus on a certain area like healing or business. I do everything. We just go over your background, everything you want to achieve, affirmations, how to script. It covers your entire life. I mean, basically, it doesn't have to be one particular area of your life or another. So in this particular video, okay, I'm going to title this Change Your Frequency and Change the Circumstances. So in many instances of my own life, I've experienced this so poignantly that it left me completely speechless and without any doubt that I can do it over and over again. Now, we're all human beings, and so sometimes it's difficult to just change frequency on a dime because you are human, you have emotions, you feel a certain way, something affects you, and you're very tempted to give in to that reaction to the circumstances. But if you really want to change the circumstances, you have to change the way that you feel. But in essence, when you change your circumstances, everything around, when you change your state of being, everything around you does change. Why? Because you're now on a different level, in a different parallel reality. The frequencies go up. And so if you're finding yourself on a lower frequency, that is corresponding to a certain vibration, to a certain level of consciousness, to a certain reality, right? So on that level, only a certain kinds of circumstances, people, and events can exist because they vibrate in accordance to this level. So in order to experience something different, okay, you have to feel joy, you have to feel bliss, euphoria, you have to feel in love, loved, and all those beautiful things. Now, this is where delusion comes in, and that's how creation actually works. Delusion has a very negative connotation, but without delusion, you don't get to experience anything new. Okay, 1 second. And so I want to read you something first from Neville Goddard, The Art Prayer, The Art of Believing. And so, apologies for the noise in the background. I'm going to read it to you and then we're going to discuss. A friend 1,000 miles away is rooted. So a friend could be anybody, your specific person, whoever your friend, anybody. A friend 1,000 miles away is rooted in your consciousness through your fixed ideas of him. So the way you think about this person is what this person is. You think of him and represent him inwardly in the state you desire him to be. So the way that they are. Confident that this subjective image is true, as if it were already objectified. Now, okay, he's talking about two things to me here. You can think of them the way that you think that they are, or you can change and think of them as you would prefer for them to be. So if you continue thinking of them, oh yeah, they're mean, they're a jerk, they really disappointed me, they're not a good person, they will continue being this way. But if you change the frequency, and you will start assuming something different about this person, as if it's already true, which it is, because on a different frequency it is true and always has been true, then that's what's going to happen. The modified light of consciousness reaches the one to whom it is directed. So that person is going to receive your thoughts and impinges on the mirror of his mind. It causes his mind to vibrate according to the modification, and it goes, thus it produces in him what was mentally affirmed by you. It awakens in him a corresponding state which he must objectify. So this person has no choice but to become what you think about them. For me, it goes even deeper and much simpler. If you raise your frequency and think good thoughts about this person was already that way all this time. But it doesn't change, nothing changes unless your thoughts change. This person isn't going to change unless your thoughts about them change. But actually, they have never really changed. They were always this way on that frequency. Does that make sense? Okay, let's continue reading. The subject, meaning the person, will express the awakened state within him and remain unaware of the true cause of his action. So this person is going to think that this was of his own will. The subject, the person, has no power to resist your controlled subjective ideas of him unless the state you affirm to be true of him is a state he is incapable of wishing to be true of another. So this is the golden rule. I mean, Neville talks about it all the time. Don't wish ill upon others, create good. So, I mean, we know that. In that case, if you wish ill upon somebody, it comes back to you. Well, we know that. In that case, it returns to the sender and will realize itself in you. So you have to use this wisely with the golden rule in mind. But if you wish for them to become a better version of themselves, a better person, for your relationship to become better, this is how you do it. They have no way of resisting you. They have no way, though they have no power to resist what you're doing. One second. And so this is not, some people talk about, oh, you shouldn't do this, this is playing with somebody's mind. I talk about this on my channel incessantly, but only to make a point and to make everybody aware that you've been doing this already. You've been doing this all of your life. Only you were not doing it consciously. So when you decide to change your life for the better, let's say you're in a circumstance where you're experiencing something you don't like, isn't this of utmost importance to change so that you're happier, so you radiate happiness in the world and are of value in the world? I mean, that's where it is all rooted in. So for me, people who say this is playing with your somebody's mind, or this is manipulation. Is it manipulation if you go to a job and get a great job by being nice to somebody or transmitting the thought to this person that they should hire you? Is it manipulation to lead a good life? That's ridiculous. That's absolute bullshit. And so when you change your frequency on purpose, you can do this in a singular day, right? You really have to understand that it's all up to you. This person is out, it's somewhere there, it's an idea of a person. There's so many different versions of this person, just like there's so many versions of you. But you get to select the one that you want and zero in on it and with laser focus. And you say to yourself, okay, all the other versions do not exist anymore of this person, of circumstances, whatever. This is who I am now. This is how my circumstances are. This is what I choose. This is the kind of person that I choose them to be. And this is the kind of relationship that I choose for us to have. And no power in the universe can stop you from doing this. None. Because you're creating your reality in the first place. So who the hell can stop you? Only you. And so it's really important. You can do this in a singular day, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of what they told you, regardless of anything. You say, thank you very much. You just look at the 3D and you say, thank you very much. I'm going to go create something else. I'm going to go raise my frequency, first of all. Create always in a good frequency. You know, you can't really create anything that great when you're feeling down. Elevate your mood somehow. You know, go shopping, go smell roses, I don't know, go take a walk, have a lunch with a friend, whatever it is that makes you happy, you know. And then sit down peacefully and say, it could be like an hour that you're raising your vibration, and then sit down peacefully and say, okay, what is it that I want from this situation right now? What is it that I want? Not what this person wants, not what the other person wants, not any of those things. Forget it. You're making yourself happy. This is your reality. This is what you're supposed to be doing, okay? And you're saying, I want X, Y, and Z. I want them to be like this, and like that. Great. I want this to turn out like this and like that and like that. Great. So now your job is to understand that it's within your power to create exactly what you wrote. You don't deviate and say, oh, maybe things will happen like, no. What you wrote down, that's what we're sticking with. And you're going to repeat it to yourself every single day. This is what's happening. This is what's already happened. I'm just like on my way there. This is what's already happened. This is what this person is like now. I just have to adjust it in my brain so that I am 100% fused with this new reality and act in accord of this new reality. I no longer treat this person the way that I would have treated them had they been the previous version. I no longer think of them that way. I found a way to forgive them, because in that new reality, there's no problem for you to forgive them because they're a different person. They act differently. Maybe you understood their shortcomings. Maybe whatever, they were going through something. There are different ways that you can tell the story. And remember, the way that you tell the story is everything. It's your story. It's your fucking story to tell, even about that person. Yes, because they're in your reality. You get to tell any story you want about this person. I mean, completely rewrite their character 100%. 1 second. Exactly the way that you get to rescript the entire circumstances around you. If somebody gives you some not so good news, or something you don't agree with, or something that whatever, you disregard completely, just chuck it. No, has nothing to do with me. My favorite is like when somebody says something to me, or I see something like, not applicable, doesn't apply to me. I have other goals. Sorry, but you don't create my reality. I do. Okay, so then you completely rescript what they told you. You completely rewrite it and you redo it entirely. Okay, you are on a different frequency. On that frequency, what they told you doesn't exist. It never existed. It was always going to be what you wanted. You just had to arrive at your idea, what it is that you really wanted. And so you can do this with anything, absolutely anything. Especially with a specific person. The idea is to really stick with it. And even, especially when you don't see anything happen, you have to really internally know that it is happening. That what you wrote down, the story you told about this person and what they're going through, what they're thinking, the circumstances, the way that they're changing, you have to know, like, a knowing that it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it, but you have to know, like, it's your name, that that's what is going to happen, that it has absolutely no choice but to happen exactly the way that you selected it, simply because you create your reality. Nobody else in the universe creates your reality. Okay, when you achieve this and when you feel that thrill, that feeling, I mean, when you achieve that feeling of knowing and that thrill of like, oh my God, it's going to happen, it's really going to happen, that's where you stay. And when you stop worrying about it, when you stop checking things, checking the 3D, when you stop doubting yourself, when you stop, don't ever ask anybody anything, by the way, unless it's your coach, one you really trust. You know it. You don't have to ask anybody anything, all right? Once you reach that knowing, relax, because the magic is about to start. And then you kind of let go and you say to yourself, I wonder how the universe is going to deliver this to me. This is going to be so good. This is going to be so fucking good. And then you relax about it. And then you see suddenly everything is coming to you, just like one by one, events are being arranged in your favor. All of a sudden, the thing is in front of you. And you're like dazzled and amazed at how you came from this frequency to all the way up here just by your intention. And usually universe delivers so much more than what you ordered, like even better than you thought that it would be. I'm telling you, this is how you raise your frequency and you change your circumstances. And you can do this on a singular day, like depending on how prepared and how pre-paved your journey is already with scripting and affirmations and all this kind of stuff, all that work. You can do this in a day. I've certainly done it in a day. I've done it in hours. Until next time, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.